Hi everyone, I'm Colette.
And I'm Sarah, and this is The Watch List. It's a show where we're going to talk about film and TV. Why, Colette?
Why? Because, well, I'm actually a legitimate film critic here in Las Vegas.
And I'm minored in film, and we're both huge film fans. We're big nerds, film and TV. So, we thought we'd get together and talk about it. Why? What is a watch list? Well, when you're having a conversation with people about movies and TVs you've watched, and you always end up saying, "Oh, I haven't watched that yet." And they're like, "Oh, you got to. Oh, it's on my watch list." Or, "Have you watched this? It's on my watch list." So we're going to start with talking about our watch list. Go ahead, Colette. What are you watching?
All right. So you want to know what I'm watching or what I want
Yes.
to watch?
I
'Cause I
want to
have
know.
both.
Oh, sorry. I want your watch list. I want to know what you're watching right now. This is where everything
You want to know what
derails.
I'm watching right now? All right.
We're off script now.
We are off script, guys. Now, what I am watching right now, currently, if you haven't watched it, I don't know. Honestly, this show, it doesn't get enough credit. Dickinson on Apple TV.
I'm not watching that.
You're
And I
not watching
wondered
that.
about it.
You should add that to your watch list because
Okay,
it
I
is so
have
good.
Apple TV,
And
so
it stars Miss Haley Steinfeld,
yeah.
who you can see right now in Hawkeye. So there you go. I think you should add that to your watch list.
I'm adding it to my watch list.
Do it
What
right
else are you
now.
watching?
Right now. Okay, another one on Apple TV because I'm a Broadway nerd. Shmigadoon. Weird name, good show.
I have heard good things. Again, that's another one I'm not watching. I wasn't sure. It looks so cheesy.
I did too. And you know what? So what I do is I usually give myself 30 minutes in the morning to get ready. I should have more, but I end up sleeping in late. And I usually just put on anything. And those
Mm.
episodes are like 30 minutes. And I figured, oh, it's
Oh.
background noise. But I put it on and I got super invested. And the songs are super catchy.
You know,
I mean,
when I'm in a bright mood, I'll give it a try.
you know
I'll give
what?
it a try.
You should try it. I think you should.
Isn't Fred Armisten's in that?
He is, and he's fantastic.
Yeah, I think that was what I was like. Oh, maybe
Everybody's
he's
in it. Everybody's in it. And there's like a whole
Really?
bunch of SNL people, a lot of Broadway people, if you know, like Aaron Tveit and
Yeah.
Ariana
Oh,
DeBose, who's
wow.
gonna be in West Side Story. So, and
Wow.
Kristen
Okay.
Chenoweth. We love a
Oh,
good Kristen
nice.
Chenoweth moment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel like she's in a lot of things.
She's been popping up here and there lately.
Yeah, she has. All right. Anything else you want to add to it?
So those are my TV shows that I'm watching right now. What are you watching?
Okay, I have a couple. I'll go through them really quickly. I'm watching Hawkeye, which I know you are too.
Yes.
I
Yes.
watched episode 3 today.
I did not watch it yet. No spoilers.
No spoilers. But it's better than I thought it would be. And
Isn't it great?
I was wondering, am I really gonna care about this character that much? And they find a way to actually make you invested in it, right? Because he's like different than the other ones.
He is. I always liked him though. He gets a bad rap. I don't know why people hate him so much.
I don't dislike him. I like him, but obviously they don't, feature him a lot. Like he got his moment in Ultron, I
Yep.
believe.
Yep.
Don't
With
fry
Wanda.
me. With Wanda, is it not Ultron? What's the one where they go to the farm?
Yeah, that was Ultron.
Okay, yeah, that's what I
Yep.
thought. When they go to the farm and meet his family and they show more depth to him. And I think that's a big part of his character, he feels like more of the everyday or the everyday hero, because he has a family. He's very much more relatable than
Yeah.
Tony Stark, who's a billionaire.
Don't you love that his
And
wife is in on it?
yes, but I also love her.
I do too. Because I mean, like,
I
off subject real quick, Dead to Me, one of the best shows, and I can't wait for it to start again.
Oh yeah, I love Dead to Me. Watch that one. So good, but also Freaks and Geek. Freaks
Yes.
and Geeks.
Old school.
I just can't. She's like so good in that. It was just I love watching that show.
I grew up on that show.
Yeah. So I'm watching Hawkeye. This is shameless. I'm still watching Riverdale.
Okay, I'm trying to finish. I'm watching the season before this new one right now.
If you're like trying because it's cringy and like off the rails, then this this little special 5 episode thing is like beyond that. Like,
It
did
gets
they jump
more
the shark?
cringe.
Yeah, believe it or not. Yeah, well, they're doing this whole like Twilight Zone thing where this isn't a spoiler because it's all over their campaigning, but it's like this Twilight Zone type thing where when you even start the first episode, it's a 5 episode special thing. And when you start the first episode, they explain to you that this story takes place in a town called Rivervale that is
Okay.
different than the town of Riverdale. And I think that's their excuse to do more paranormal stuff.
I'm on the aliens right now. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, okay, well, this goes
So,
beyond that.
and I only started
Believe it or
rewatching it
not.
because of our last conversation and because of that thing that I sent you on TikTok.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, believe it or not, they go beyond that with spiritual stuff. Where it's like
No.
before they like had this spiritual stuff, but they've like reasoned with it, and it always ends up where there's like a reasonable explanation. But
Okay.
like this, it's like straight up mythology and the devil and stuff. And as many people know, Sabrina Spellman's supposed to show up.
Yeah, I did see that in the promo.
Yeah. And so and you know, Sabrina is like her show, everything is as it is. It's
I
not,
haven't
you
finished it.
know, centered in reality. That is shameful.
I'm sorry. I
That is
tried.
shameful.
You know,
What do
I
you mean
keep
you tried? That show's so
it
good.
was good and then I just got bored. I'm sorry. I keep trying to go back to it. I do.
Okay,
I
well,
want to love
whatever.
it. I want to love it. And I'm gonna
But
keep
in that, you
trying.
know, in that show, it is what it is. You know, they're witches. They're really witches, and
Yeah.
they're really, you know, a Satan and hell and stuff like that. While in Riverdale, it's all like they set it up as mythology. Like the past seasons, they set up
Yeah.
something
The
mythological and always
gargoyle.
turns around that it's like a Scooby-Doo kind of thing where they pull the bag off the real villain's head, you know? But this season, um, yeah, has more like, oh yeah, it's like there's an episode with La Llorona.
Oh God.
She-
You're not seriously.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
This is
yeah.
what we've come to on Riverdale.
Yeah, yeah, but it's like no, like, oh, it's just a myth. Nope, she's
I thought
really
we hit
there.
rock bottom with aliens. Actually, no. I'll take that back. I thought we hit rock bottom with Gargoyle King. That was
Oh
just
yeah,
god
the
awful.
Gargoyle King and the Mothman and stuff. No, no,
Oh,
no, yeah. So
terrible.
they've I don't know, want to say jump the shark quite. I mean, they probably have like a million times. I think once a show jumps the shark and just keeps going with it past longer run than their original regular season, then that's just the show, you know?
Yeah. I feel like
Right?
Legends of Tomorrow did that. Like,
That's what I haven't watched.
see, I love that show only because they realized that they're weirdos and they just kept going with it. And they're like, let's just do the most insane thing possible and just keep going
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, I feel like a show hasn't jumped the shark
But
if
they're
it continues
self-aware
on
of
with
it.
it.
That's the funny part.
Oh, then that was planned. Okay, quickly, I'm watching this. I don't watch a whole lot of reality. Okay, cue all
Mm.
the gasps. I don't watch The Bachelor, Bachelorette. I'm
I
not
don't
interested
either.
in it. Okay, good. I'm
I
glad we
don't
got
care
that out
about
of the
it.
way.
Sorry, guys.
Don't care about it. I
I
honestly
watched
kind
it
of don't.
once because that guy was eating a yam during one of the rose ceremonies, and I thought that was hilarious.
Oh gosh. Um, and I'm not watching any Real Housewives or anything like that.
Nope, I don't do
Just
that
yeah,
either.
good. So my only reality show that I really like is a Bravo show. It's called Below Deck.
Okay.
It is about, I'm going to make this as short as possible. It's about super yacht, mega yachts, like rich people's yachts. Okay. So rich
Okay.
people buy these like $1 million yachts, which are like mansions on the water, and they hire crews and like boat crews, and they'll rent it out for yachting season. And so these insanely rich people will rent the yacht for like 2 or 3 days, and the show is about the people who work on the boat. So like below deck, that's where the crew
Oh,
works.
okay. So it's like the fun people.
I guess so. It's about the crew. So really, essentially, the reason I like it is because the crew is always these like, they're like hard workers. They're people who've been in the yachting industry, but they're like kind of they're let me think of the way to say this. They're like high maintenance people. Like the
Hmm.
crew's high maintenance and they have to wait on extremely high maintenance people. And that's what's
Okay.
funny to me because it's
Okay.
like these are really high weight maintenance people that have to do crazy things. And I'm obsessed with it. I think it's so good. It's so dramatic and
I might watch
juicy.
it.
Yeah, it's not quite the like people screaming at each other all the time. It's
Yeah, I
like
can't
just
do that. I can't do
yeah.
the
I
yeah.
mean, they get in fights, don't get me wrong, but it's not like yeah, it's not quite the same. But anyways, I recommend it. It's on Bravo. They actually have two spin-offs called there's Below Deck Mediterranean, and
Oh,
there's Below Deck Sailing. So they're like sailboats that
hmm.
are yachts. So they have to deal with like the boat turning and yeah. Anyways, so yeah, that's my watching list. And then if you want to know what my to watch list is, this is where, things that I've been wanting to watch and just haven't, and it's things that are out. Um Number one, Colette, Dear Evan Hansen. I
Ooh,
haven't
you still
watched
have
it.
not watched Dear Evan Hansen.
Haven't
You
watched it. I
haven't
saw
watched
it.
Ben Platt try to be a teenager? What?
I haven't,
Blasphemy.
and I it's on like I could rent it on the movies, but I still think it's kind of expensive. It hasn't come out for rent yet.
Honestly, I would just, I mean, it was all right. Just wait
No,
until
I'll
you can
probably
watch it
I'll
for
probably
cheaper.
yeah, like the when it's down to like $4 or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
probably watch it
It's a
then.
it's a good $4 movie.
Yeah,
Sorry, Evan
yeah.
Hansen.
I
I am
just
an Evan Hansen fan, but like that movie had some issues.
that's what I've heard. I think that's what
It's
stopped
issues
me.
that was not him
That's
not
what
looking like a
stopped me
teenager.
from chancing going to a theater, I think, and spending the money
I
was
just
that I was like,
think
is it worth it?
I think if you're gonna do a musical, you need to have somebody behind the camera that understands musicals. And I'll leave it at that.
Who directed that? It was
Steven Chbosky,
oh,
the
you
guy
think
who
that's
wrote Perks of
why
Being a Wallflower.
the guy who wrote it?
He
Like
wrote
the
Perks of
book?
Being a Wallflower
The
and he
book.
directed the movie.
I remember reading the book Perks of Being a Wallflower in like junior high, and then
I
I
read
never
it
saw the movie
I read
because
it
it
as a
didn't
senior in high school.
I definitely read it in like junior high, and I remember seeing the trailer for the movie and I was like,
Hermione.
this doesn't look oh well, there was that was that stunt casting that I was like, I don't know about this.
That was pure stunt casting.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know about this. Okay, my next on my watch list, and this is on both of ours. We just mentioned this before we started recording.
Which one? I forgot
Um, The
already.
Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Yes, that is on my watch list.
That is for rent right now, and it's only like $4 or $5. But I don't know why I keep hesitating to rent it, and I think it's because when I go to rent it, and we'll talk about this later, but
Mhm.
there's really only one reason why we want to watch that movie, and we'll talk about it later.
Yes, there's
Um,
one sole reason.
and every time I go to push play to rent it, I think, you know what? I should watch another movie with that person in it. And
Yep.
I always find them for free and they're way better. And we're going to talk about that too, because I watched two movies now. One, when I talked to you earlier, it was one, it's two, and I have a lot to say.
Okay. I'm
Okay, make
excited.
this, yeah, okay, make this quick. House of Gucci, you saw it,
Yes, I
you
did.
reviewed it. Tell me why I should watch House of Gucci.
Okay. It's not what you think it is.
Adam Driver can't be the number one reason
Adam
because
Driver will be the number one reason for you. I know you
uh,
love him. You,
I love him, but I like Gaga too, and
yeah,
I heard
got
she
him
runs
or
that
got him.
movie.
I can't speak today. Okay, she was the best part of the movie, hands down. Her
Yeah,
Jared Leto gave an awesome performance. They carried the movie. I
and
actually
I love both of them.
I just made a TikTok about why it wasn't as good as it could have been, and I'm gonna post it later. And I will be doing a full review of it later. But my problem is it felt like it should have been a camp movie, but it wasn't a camp movie because
Yeah,
it also wasn't a very dramatically luxurious movie either. So it
like
was somewhere in the middle.
okay, you know what I compare it to? The assassination of Gianni Versace.
I wish it was like that. I
So what
wish it
would
was
you
like
say
Ryan Murphy should have directed this.
without spoilers, I guess to either of them. Oh, spoiler alert, it's about real life. Someone dies. Someone's assassinated.
Someone is
Um,
dead.
what do you think Murphy did that got it right?
Okay.
Because if you think about it, they're basically almost not quite, but they're very similar plots in that a fashion designer is assassinated. Well,
Kind
not
of.
a designer, but
Well,
like
it's a
you know what
little
I mean.
bit different of how they get to it, but I think the storytelling was there in
Mhm.
Versace or Versace as it's supposed to be. um,
Whatever.
but the storytelling was there, and Ryan Murphy can do that. He can tilt that line of camp and not camp because he's Ryan Murphy and he
I
knows how to do it.
didn't watch the prom, and I'm not regretting it.
Okay, yeah, that's where he failed miserably.
Everybody has to
Miserably.
have a failure.
That was just the only thing he understands is music. And I liked some of the things about the prom. I have my issues with the prom as well because I'm a fan of the show. Um, but he there let's put it also this way. The movie tried to be super dramatic. And by doing
Um,
that, they tried to like mute all the colors. And I mean, this is Gucci we're talking about. I
yeah,
needed
yeah,
it
yeah.
vibrant. I needed it
Like
luxurious. And
like
there was
the
no good
freaking
music.
like the freaking red carpet for the movie.
Yeah.
Like, ah,
Yeah, it wasn't like that at all. And
oh,
like,
that's unfortunate.
okay, when I think of like how I want something about a fashion industry or designer done, I think of that opening scene of the assassination of Versace, where, he
Mm,
kind of
getting up, starting his day.
it's all set to that like intense music. I think it's Adiago and G minor. And it has him like walking to the pool and going into the pool, and it's just so dramatic.
Yeah, like something could happen at any moment.
Right. There was none of that in Gucci.
Oh,
But Lady
that's
Gaga was
unfortunate.
fantastic.
I think I'll watch it for Lady Gaga.
And Adam
And
Driver.
Adam Driver. We have an obsession with Adam Driver.
Hmm.
Um, and it's just we'll get more into that too when we you know
We'll break down your favorite Adam Driver moments.
there's a lot of them.
I know there is.
Yeah, okay. And then a couple others that I won't go into too much detail. The show Hacks, it did really well at the Emmys, so I
I
feel like
want
I
to
should
watch
watch
that.
it.
Yeah.
Euphoria, just because I don't know, I didn't really know it was a thing until Zendaya started getting like mass attention and Emmys and all Golden Globes or whatever all she got.
It's good,
That's
but I
when
don't get the hype. I'll be honest. People hate
you
me for
watched
that.
it.
I did.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah. I don't
then I'll tread
sometimes
lightly.
I just feel uneasy watching it because they're like teenagers and I'm like,
Like Skins.
oh
Did you watch the show Skins?
yes. Oh, but not okay. So the UK version didn't creep me out
I
as
watched
much,
the UK
but
version.
the
I
but
didn't
the
watch the
US
US version.
version,
I
I
didn't
couldn't
watch the
watch
US
it. I
version.
couldn't watch it.
I watched the UK version for Nicholas Holt.
Same.
That's the only reason I watched it.
Absolutely same.
But it was good. It was good. You'll notice that we watch a lot of things based on who's in them.
Yes. That's my first
But
question. Who is in it?
but not just who is in it. That doesn't make us like that good
No,
or
it doesn't.
whatever. It just helps, it sells
It
a movie.
does. It
There's a whole
does.
like, yeah,
I have to have a
economic reason
reason
behind
to
it.
watch.
Yeah, and this is what I'm avoiding until I'm not gonna watch this until it's free on Disney Plus, and that's Eternals.
It's worth it though. I think.
I'm still gonna wait till
I
it's
know it is. I know you will.
free 99.
It also has its issues, but it's worth the watch, I'll say.
Okay. Okay.
Especially because you're a
Okay.
Marvel fan.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
well, yeah. All right, Colette, your turn. What's on your watch list?
On my watch list, we have, let me get it. I actually want to start. I realized I just did all Apple TV things, but I do want to watch The Shrink Next Door because Paul Rudd's in it
Oh yeah.
and it's Will Ferrell. I'm not the biggest Will Ferrell fan,
Okay. Okay. He
but
had his moment in the sun,
he did.
you
He did.
know.
It's just like I just can't watch a lot. I could watch,
Okay.
tiny
I get you.
tastes,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But no, that looks really good. Um, so that's a TV show I am waiting for.
Haven't watched
And
that yet either.
yeah, I need to. And then okay, we mentioned Eyes of Tammy Faye. That's on there. It's on my watch list. and also Last Night in Soho.
Ooh, that one I'm like on the fence
I'm
about.
on
I
the
mean, the
fence.
story looks good. Yeah.
I've heard some things, not great things, and I've heard some okay
Mm,
things. I haven't heard
yeah.
I haven't heard raving things, but I like to make up my own mind. I just something's keeping me from watching it, and I know I have to.
I don't know. It looks in it like an interesting story, but it almost kind of looks like the movie, like a movie where they show all the good parts in the trailer.
Yeah, I feel that way. I
Yeah,
think that's what's stopping me because I'm like, I like Edgar Wright. Don't get me wrong. I Baby Driver's probably one of my favorites.
I haven't seen
Um,
that either.
but I don't know. Something's stopping me. I don't know
Yeah,
why. I don't know what it
yeah.
is. My other one, and I'm not sure if it's actually out yet. Um, Cyrano. It has a Peter Dinklage in it, and it's a little musical. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Is it called
um,
Cyrano?
Peter Dinklage is in it.
Yeah. I'm trying to find
I
it.
there's something that I saw that was coming out with him in it that I was like,
It
oh, I want to watch
it
that. Is it
looks
medieval?
like,
Is
yeah,
it
it's a
medieval?
medieval musical. I mean, it's
Oh, I didn't
right
know
up
that
my
was a
alley. It
musical.
is like it's like
That's the
they
one
said,
I
you
was
know
thinking of
what?
too.
It's a The person that made that was like, you know what? We have a little theater nerd that's a Game of Thrones fan
They were thinking of you.
that we
I love
that
Peter
we want to
Dinklage.
put this
He's
to.
amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at the pictures, the stills from the
Does
movie
it
on
and it looks
IMDb.
fun.
The coloring looks
It looks
beautiful.
fun, right?
I don't know if it looks
I don't
fun, but it looks like I want to watch it.
well, yeah. I mean, well, the trailer looked like okay. It looked like okay, I don't know the full story. I like theater, but like
Would you
I
like me
don't
to
know
read it to
what
you?
this is, but I think it just looks like entertaining.
Let me read you the synopsis on IMDb. A man ahead of his time, Cyrano de Bergerac dazzles whether the ferocious wordplay at a verbal joust, Game of Thrones, or a
Love it.
brilliant sword play in a duel, not Game of Thrones.
Little Game of
But can
Thrones.
well, he can't use a sword in that, really. But convinced that his appearance renders him unworthy of the love of a devoted friend, the luminous Roxanne. Cyrano has yet to declare his feelings for her, and Roxanne has fallen in love at first sight with Christian.
Christian.
All right, all right.
I'm all for this. It seems very not Romeo and Juliet. What's the other one? Is it Much Ado About Nothing? But like not the other Shakespeare.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I
I
know
looked
it's a
at this.
take on
Okay,
something. I just
I
don't know
guess I
what
need
it
to.
is.
Did I just? I can't think of. Did I just not see the trailer? But I've definitely seen pictures for this, and it looks
I've
good.
seen the trailer, but it looks good. And I mean, okay, so it's the same director as two of my favorite movies of all time, Pride and
Hit me.
Prejudice and Atonement.
I have a lot to say about Atonement, and I
Listen,
don't
I
know if we
love
should do it
Atonement
now.
so
I don't know if we should
much.
do that. Get into it now, but I have so many opinions about Atonement.
I kind of want to know, so maybe we get into
I
it now.
I love and hate that movie. I
I love
love
it
and hate it. There's so it's the story. I guess it's the story that is the hate part. The
because it's
movie's
Saoirse Ronan
great.
just being like a
There's
terrible
it's so
sister.
there's yeah, it's just and the ending is so just like
Oh, the
no
ending.
spoilers, no spoilers, but the ending I'm like I guess it's old enough. I
It's
feel
old
we should come up
enough.
we should come up with a like how old is it before we can like say spoilers.
I don't know.
Spoiler,
There's
Bruce
always going to
Willis was a
be
ghost the entire time. Like stuff like that, but
it came out in 2007.
so I only recently watched Atonement within the last 12 months and I don't remember when.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I saw it
And
in
so
theaters. That
what
was a
was I doing in
life-changing experience.
2007?
That was a James McAvoy life-changing
I was I
experience.
was busy. That was when Facebook came out, so I was busy.
That was my Keira Knightley phase in life, where I just wanted to watch every movie she was in because I thought she was
You
so
know what?
cool.
You know what? We'll eventually go down this rabbit hole, but I've had those. I went through a Johnny Depp phase,
Okay.
and that's why I watched that one movie that introduced me into that one person. So, and I'm
Okay.
sorry to be
Okay.
cryptic, but I don't want to
We will
start
get
this
into it.
conversation because it's gonna like be forever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yes, I totally get that. But Atonement It's a great movie. It's beautifully shot.
So gorgeous.
There's just so many things about it that make me mad, and it's, you know, the setup to the main plot. The fact, I think it's a movie that could have, like, it's a story that could have been resolved if somebody would just sit down and have a damn conversation.
Yeah, it's one of those. But you know what? It holds a place in my heart.
How do you how do you get caught in a compromising position by your little sister and not stop or go back to explain what was going on? Like, I know the storyline of the movie is that they're sisters with not really a good connection, and it's probably an age thing, you know, because they're very far apart in age. But it's like, how do you not how do you not
I love that
explain?
you like just told me that, and that image just is vividly in my head right now of her in the green dress, like James McAvoy
In the library,
in the
right? And
library.
yeah. By
Iconic.
the way, that dress is iconic.
Okay, so I just read Evelyn Hugo, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and they kept talking about like the green dresses, and like all I could picture was Keira Knightley in that green dress during that whole book.
If I think about green dresses, yes, Keira Knightley, um, Natalie Portman and the other Boleyn girl, and
Yes,
then
absolutely.
Gone with the Wind,
Gone with
and
the
her
Wind,
drapes.
the
Um,
drapes.
yeah, those are
Mhm.
my iconic green dresses that I can
Yeah,
think of. But yes, that Keira Knightley dress is absolutely stunning.
I
But that
mean,
movie just makes me mad. I think it's a movie that I'm glad I watched. I appreciate that I watched it, but I don't know if I could watch it
appreciate that I
again because
watched
I
it.
think I'd just be angry the whole time. At the end, when the credits start rolling, I'm like, "Are you kidding me? That's how
It's
it ends."
it's honestly one of those movies that I put on when I'm having like a lazy Sunday and I just want to watch something that's just gonna be lazy right with me because they're so lazy that they can't talk to each other.
Yeah, I was trying to think on that what I put on lazy Sundays. It's my favorite movie of all time, Big Fish,
I love Big
the Tim
Fish.
Burton movie. Ewan McGregor, who's amazing. My favorite actress of all time, Helena Bonham Carter's in that movie. That's
Good one.
probably what I put on
Okay.
when I'm bored. Just it's
I
a good, I
also
guess,
Pride and
movie.
Prejudice is my other like Sunday
Yeah.
or
Okay.
midnight
Okay.
movie.
I could see that. I could see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Um,
That movie did a lot for me growing up.
yeah, it did a lot for a lot of theater
I mean,
girls.
the hand,
Oh, in the when they're in the rain?
like when he gets out of the carriage and he like offers her his hand and he's not supposed to, and then it just has that tight shot of his hand.
I can't think of that.
You
I don't
can't,
know.
that's like the best scene.
I guess I need to rewatch it.
Oh
I always
man.
just get annoyed with Kitty in that movie. So,
I just remember that Keira Knightley was saying that she had dyslexia or has dyslexia, and it
hmm,
took her a long time to get that speech down. So that's all I think about when this
huh,
became a Keira Knightley
interesting.
talk. Sorry.
No, it's okay. She's a great, great actress. She has she's gonna come up again. Okay, so let's do,
Is she
you
gonna
know
come up
what?
again?
She is gonna come up again, and that's how I'm gonna transition into this next
Let's
topic.
do
And
it.
kind of the not the right order. We'll get to our big upcoming movie later. Okay,
Hmm.
I teased you earlier this week about a movie I watched that I was super excited about, and it's
Yes, you would
because
not tell
like
me.
this movie, I feel like this movie for some reason made a huge impact on me.
Oh,
And because we're talking about Keira Knightley,
I know what
I'm
it
gonna
is
bring it up.
now.
Never Let Me
Let me
Go.
go. Mm.
This movie, I had never heard of this movie. Um, so obviously when it came out, I had, you know, no idea. And the only reason I watched it is our big topic of the day, and that's Andrew Garfield. We have an Andrew Garfield like obsession,
Yes.
especially lately, and I've gone down a rabbit hole with the whole thing. He's got a lot of great movies that have come out this year and are coming out. Maybe. And so this week, you know, I was bored, or weekend, whatever it was that I watched these movies. I was bored and I was like, I'm gonna look up some other of his movies because there are a lot of his movies I haven't seen. Well, there's a
Yeah.
lot, not a lot, but there's some really good ones I haven't seen. So I watched, first one I watched was Never Let Me Go. That movie, I I cried like a baby. That movie is so impactful. That movie. And it's just like, guys, I don't know. I don't know. It's not like the saddest movie I've ever seen, but it just like something about it really got to me. And I think it's because Andrew Garfield and Carey Mulligan are such good actors. I
They're
hated
good
Keira Knightley in
together.
that movie.
Can
Hated
I
Keira Knightley in
can
that
I share
movie.
a secret? I impulse bought that and I still haven't watched it.
You've not seen it?
It is on my watch list.
You need to unwrap that movie
I do,
tonight.
I do, I do. I was an
Colette,
impulse buy
now I
and I
can't even
still
talk about
haven't.
why it makes me
I'm
sad.
sorry. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
I will just say that I cried during that movie. And then now, like, if I sit here and think about the scenes that made me cry, I could start crying.
Oh no. So it's one of, I got to be prepared mentally.
Maybe. But like Carey Mulligan,
I
I,
love Carey
I
Mulligan. I
I
love
love Carey
her.
Mulligan too, but she's one of the actresses that I feel like she always looks worried.
Yeah,
She's gorgeous. She's a fantastic actress. She's great in everything she's in, but she has this face that she looks like she's super worried on the bout of crying, and it's perfect. It works for her.
it works
Like
for
the
that movie
whole,
probably.
I can't, I read The Great Gatsby literally the week before I watched the movie.
Really?
Yeah, because I wanted to know obviously what it was about. And
Yeah.
so then I watched the movie and, fresh off reading the book. So now when I think Daisy Buchanan, I can only think Carey Mulligan, even
Mm.
though I did read the book beforehand. Um, and I can't decide if Daisy Buchanan was supposed to have such a sad face.
I haven't read that book since high school.
Yeah, so I can't.
Um,
But anyways, so she just has this darling sad face.
it is a
She plays it.
darling face though.
Yeah. Did you see um Promising Young Woman?
Yes.
That movie's great.
I
She was
enjoyed
amazing in
it.
that movie.
Yes, she was so good. Perfect casting.
She's so
Perfect
good. Yeah, that
casting.
was a perfect casting. Yes, that was so good. Such a good movie. But anyways,
She was
she's in it. So she's Never Let Me Go. She's in it. Keira Knightley's in it. Andrew Garfield. They're the three main
mhm.
characters. Um, Andrew Garfield looks like a baby in it,
Oh, is
and
he a
he's
little baby face?
absolutely adorable.
Oh, I love a baby
And
Andrew
I just
Garfield.
like Colette, I wish you had seen it so that
I
I
know,
could
I
go
know.
into more
Oh,
details. Tonight, you like honestly, you should get off this call and watch it because it is just like, oh, it's
as
so
soon
good.
as you said I was trying to
It's
link in my head, what movie were they in together? And then it popped in my head as soon as you started saying the name. And I was like, oh, Never Let Me Go. I
oh,
forgot.
it's
I
so good.
completely did. I love both of them. And I still can't believe that I haven't watched it.
It's
Oh,
amazing. It's amazing. It makes me cry. And
by the way,
it's and
speaking of Carey Mulligan, if you haven't watched the episode Blink of Doctor Who, you need to get on that.
I haven't watched any Doctor Who,
You just need to
so
watch that one episode. You don't need to watch
okay, I'll
anything
watch it.
else.
Okay, I feel like either you've told me that before, I've heard that before. That episode's amazing. Um, okay, I will get on that. But um, a biggest part, like besides the story of this movie, um, Carey Mulligan and Andrew Garfield's a really good crying actor.
Yes.
That guy, like you have these actors who like, oof, really putting it on, and then like you can, like they could just do a shot, and they kind of do in this movie. That a shot of his face going from happy to realization to worried to crying, and it just stay on him, and it just, oh my god, it's amazing. And there's something about a believable man crying that makes me cry.
He also just has a nice face and he doesn't
Well,
have an
yes.
ugly cry face.
No, because it's so
It's
real.
so real.
I want to know, I want to do a master class with him, and I want to know what he thinks about, because I was
It's just so
um
like sincere.
I want to know what Andrew Garfield thinks about or does. I want to know what his method is because it's so natural looking and it gets me. Ugh, I gotta stop thinking about it.
I'll
Okay,
watch it
let
and
me.
then on our next episode I'll tell you what I thought.
Great, right. Review it for me.
I'll review it
And
for you.
then the second Andrew Garfield movie I watched yesterday amazing movie, Under the Silver Lake.
Under the Silver Lake. That's the one I've been trying to watch. And where is it now?
I
Where
had to
can I
rent
watch
it.
it? Oh, you had to
So,
rent it.
okay, so Never Let Me Go is right now, you and listeners, Never Let Me Go is on HBO Max. So if you have HBO Max, you can watch it for free. And then Under the Silver Lake
Mm,
is, I had to rent it on iTunes. It was
okay.
99 cents.
I'm going to rent that because I
That
saw
movie
that and I
is
was
a
like, I want to watch it.
trip.
Is
That
it?
movie's a trip, but it's so good. It's a very like, it's a mystery,
Mm,
and it's a craziness at every turn, and you're slowly basically watching Andrew Garfield's character. I mean, I sympathize with him because he doesn't go completely crazy, but he kind of like has moments where he feels like he's insane during this
okay.
journey of finding this mystery out. And I believe it too. I felt like I was insane watching this movie. It centered in LA. It's a very LA movie,
That's
right?
what it looked like.
It's
It looked
very
very
LA.
LA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he lives the struggling, I wouldn't say struggling artist. I don't even know what his character's supposed to be doing for a living, but he's a struggling LA person, and he goes on this journey to find this girl that disappeared, and he ends up at a bunch of like parties at like popular LA spots, and then deals with like rich people, and like it's rich people conspiracies, underground kind of things. It's a wild trip, but it's so good.
Okay, I'm gonna have to
So
watch it
I would watch Never Let Me Go first,
and then rent
and
that.
then watch Under the Silver Lake. Yeah, I was into
You,
it the whole time, on the edge of my seat. What's gonna happen next? There's a lot of WTF moments. There's some gross stuff in it, so be
so
careful. There's a
it's worth the rent.
99 cents. Yes, it's worth the rent. Yeah, it's worth the rent. But yeah, it's got a lot of shock and awe.
Okay.
Um, it's kind of a thriller, I guess.
Okay.
I would say it's kind of a thriller. It's campy, that's for
It looked
certain.
campy.
It's campy.
The trailer looked campy. That's why I was like, is it a thriller or is this camp?
It's a camp thriller mystery,
The
I
best
would
kind.
say. Yeah.
The best kind.
Yeah, I would definitely say so.
Okay.
But it's like it's an attention, it keeps your attention the whole time.
Okay.
I can't even think of a boring moment. And it's like just wild. And you see Andrew Garfield. There's a lot of butt shots in it.
Okay.
There's a lot of nudity in it.
Oh,
A lot
really?
of mostly female nudity. Yeah.
What movie
So if you're
isn't?
not, if you're, that's a a warning for anybody going to watch this. You're going to see a lot of female nudity. You're going to see Andrew Garfield's butt a lot.
Is it his or is it a double? Because they hire doubles sometime. I'm curious.
He seems like the kind of actor who'd be for it,
Okay.
right? But I could see it,
Okay.
because obviously you're looking
If I
from
ever
behind,
meet him,
right?
I'm gonna ask him. That's my
Isn't your
first
butt
question.
in
Do you
in
have a
Under the Silver
double
Lake? How many times
under
was
the
it your
Silver
butt
Lake?
or someone else's butt?
Did you
Because
have a butt double?
for some reason there's a
Be
lot of scenes where
honest.
he's running around naked. He does a lot of running in the movie. He's like running away
If
from
you could see
things.
his profile, then yeah, it's probably him.
No, it's like, straight from the back.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Probably.
no, you're not gonna see any frontal Andrew Garfield in this movie at all. Yeah,
You were
but
looking
it's
respectfully.
no, I wasn't. It's not even like a try to find thing. No, not even a pause and you might see it. No, they which makes me think maybe it was a double. I don't know, but
Do
it's
you
a
know what I
trip.
like? I like a good old baby Andrew Garfield in Imaginarium of Dr.
Yes,
Parnassus.
yes, that's what, with my Johnny Depp phase. That's my
Yo,
like
also Heath
introduction
Ledger, like
into that.
great.
Yeah, so I watched that movie because that's the movie that Heath Ledger was filming
Yeah. And then he
when he
died.
died. So they had to get creative to recast him. So they recast him with three other people. They recast him with Johnny Depp, Colin
Colin
Farrell,
Farrell.
and Jude Law.
Mhm.
and they wrote it
It was a
very well
really
into the
good
movie.
idea what they did.
Yeah,
I was
it was.
impressed. I was impressed.
Yeah. So that was my introduction into Andrew Garfield, in that I watched the movie for Johnny Depp and to the Heath Ledger thing of all.
He was
And I
so
took it
cute in
away.
it.
I took it away. Yeah, because he's like the sympathetic
He
male character.
is.
He's the I want the girl, but I'm not gonna get the girl male character.
Yeah. He
And
was
so, and
so
I love that.
adorable in that movie.
Adorable. He is
We
so,
love a baby
and
faced.
we say baby, he was like in his 20s probably when
I
he filmed that
know.
movie. And I think his
But
character
it's
is
just so
supposed to be, how old
cute.
is his character supposed to be? Like 18?
I can't remember. I think it was a
How old's the
teenager.
how old's the female character supposed to be? Because she's supposed to be young, right?
God, I haven't watched that movie in so long. I can't
I haven't
remember
either.
how young they were supposed to
I
be.
thought about watching it last night, but then I went
I
to bed
have
instead.
it. I need to find that DVD and pop that in
But if you
because
haven't seen the movie's called The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. It's also a trip.
it's
It's more of a
very
trip.
trippy.
It's way more of a trip than Under the Silver Lake. It's
I
like
could
the
see
whole
that.
movie is supposed to be a trip. And I can't even like really tell you the plot because it's so weird. It's just about this traveling
Yeah, the plot
sideshow.
is
It's like a
I wouldn't be able
traveling.
to. Let's see what IMDb has for the plot
Yes, read the
because
plot. And while
it's
you're
literally a sentence. Ready?
great,
A traveling theater company gives its audience much more than they were expecting. That's the plot
great,
on
great.
IMDb.
So
They
it's
can't even
very,
describe it.
yeah, it's very interesting how they dealt with the Heath Ledger
Yeah.
situation. So Heath Ledger plays this like con man who's like running from people who want to kill him, and he comes upon this traveling theater.
Boxing.
It's like, yeah, it's like the old-timey circus where they have like a trailer thing, and they stop and the trailer turns into this stage. It's like one of those.
Yeah.
And so they save him from something, and then he starts hanging out with them, and he kind of decides like, oh, I can help, or I can con people out of money if I work with them or whatever. So it's like, it's weird. There's like the main guy, Dr. Parnassus, may be a wizard. I'm not really sure
I don't
what
think
he
they ever
is.
clarified what he is.
He's some kind of mythical thing. And basically part of their stage is this mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's like an
It's like a
archway kind of
yeah.
thing. But
It's hard
it's
to
a
describe
portal.
what it
It's like a
is.
portal.
Yeah.
And when you go into it, you're in this like wonderland of a world.
Mm-hmm.
But
It
when
like
you go
changes.
when you go into it, it changes your appearance. And so that's how they did this with Heath Ledger. That I guess they had filmed all of his scenes outside of the portal. And so then when he goes into the portal, he changes into Johnny Depp. And then he
Mm-hmm.
goes into the portal a second time and he changes into Colin Farrell. And then he goes into a third time and he changes into Jude Law. And that's how they built it into it. And I think that's
I
really
thought it
genius.
was really smart. It was really smart.
It worked for this movie.
It would not work for anything else.
No,
But
like
this movie, it
it
works.
makes me wonder. I haven't really deep dived into it, but it makes me wonder if that was originally a plot point that he was gonna go into this portal, or if they added that.
Yeah, you know what? I never
Because
looked that up.
the changing of the looks, how he changes into
Mm-hmm.
a different person, that seems like something you could easily be like, oh, what if when he goes
Mm-hmm.
into the portal he changes look?
A
So
different
I'm
person.
wondering, I'm not really sure what the
Was
original
it
screenplay.
you know what? That's gonna be a definite Google search tonight because
Yeah.
now I'm curious. Because that movie was
That
just
movie's a trip. I wouldn't say it's the best movie ever.
No, but it's not a regrettable thing if you watch it. Like I didn't watch it and
But
say,
if you're
"Ugh,
not into artistic stuff, artistic
you would hate it."
freedoms, you would be like, WTF, what am I watching? Yes,
Mm-hmm.
only watch
Yeah,
it if you're into
you have
like,
to suspend your disbelief a little,
oh, for sure. Like
maybe a
definitely.
little bit more than a little.
But that was my introduction into Andrew Garfield.
Yep.
My biggest introduction into him was obviously the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, I was gonna say Social Network.
Did that come out before Amazing
It
Spider-Man? Then
did.
yes, then it was
It
that. Then
did.
it was that.
Him in that
Then
all
it was
black
that.
suit, and when he like
In
yells
all
at
his suits.
Jesse Eisenberg about his flip
That
flops.
scene, the iconic. Oh well, there's that.
Iconic.
Yeah, that scene. Every time I follow a lot of Instagram accounts about movie scenes or movie color palettes and stuff, anytime there's like a list of best scenes, that's always
On
on
it
it.
for good reason.
The moment he finds out he's been swindled and turns
Hmm.
to look at
His
Jesse Eisenberg
face in that moment.
again,
Woo!
he's like on the verge of crying. He's so
Yes,
good
he's
at
so
it.
good. Everybody else was freaking out about the Winklevoss twins. And I was over there like, but Andrew Garfield though.
Oh yeah, thinking that Army Hammer was actually a twin.
Yeah, yeah. I think everybody was just like, wait, how do they find like guys that were twins that look like this? And
There's so many good people
now
in
we
that
don't
movie.
speak about Army Hammer.
You know what? Yeah, yeah. That's a
That's a
whole nother can
whole
of
nother
worms.
story.
Yeah. Um, that movie has a lot of good people, and I would say
It
honestly, I think
does.
that movie should probably be on my list of top favorite movies.
Wasn't
That
Rooney Mara in that too?
soundtrack, yeah, she plays
Yeah.
she's the first
She
scene.
was, yeah. That's the girlfriend.
And I don't know his name. I need to look up his name. Um, hold on, let me see. Yeah, that movie is so in the soundtrack.
Soundtrack's great.
Oh my gosh, that soundtrack is perfect to put on if you want background music.
Yep. Yep. Also
Obviously
Justin Timberlake in that
Justin
movie.
Timberlake. But I'm specifically thinking of, he plays Divian Arenda. He is an amazing actor. He plays Nick in Handmaid's Tale.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was in Social Network.
Yeah, he's the friend of the
That's
Winklevoss
right.
twins. Yeah, he's one of the people who is suing Mark Zuckerberg. He's an amazing actor.
He's so
He's
good.
in The Handmaid's Tale, amazing. And I always
I
forget that he's
totally
in that
forgot that
movie.
he's in Social Network.
Yep,
And
lots of
when
good
you
people in
mentioned
that
it,
movie.
it like automatically went into my head.
Rashida Jones is in that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Brenda Song, remember Brenda Song
Brenda
in that
Song.
movie? That was like the first time we saw Brenda Song since she disappeared from Disney
Disney.
Channel.
Yeah.
And we're like, Brenda
We were
Song?
like, what? Did she use the Prindle to get there?
Right. Uh Speaking of Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver, Silence is a movie I love and could never watch again.
Because you have to be in a mood for it. It is so
You have to be in
slow.
Well, it's slow and it's dark.
Dark.
And it's deep.
Yes.
And you have to, I think if I was depressed.
I think I did watch it when I was depressed.
I just don't think I could handle it again.
It's not a movie where you're like, what should I watch today? And you're like, Silence. No.
It's an extremely good movie. Martin Scorsese, Andrew Garfield,
it's
Adam
gorgeous
Driver,
too.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson is in it. Yep. Yep.
Isn't Javier Bardem
yes
in it? Briefly.
There's a lot of people in it.
Well, those are the only ones I can think of.
Gorgeous.
It's
gorgeous.
I don't know if I would say gorgeous.
I mean, it's pretty to look at.
It's dark.
It's a
it's
dark,
so dark
movie, but it's pretty to look at.
So if you haven't seen
beautifully
Silence,
shot.
I mean, like everything Martin Scorsese does is
yeah.
Basically, it's about two Portuguese priests who go to Japan in the 17th century when Christianity is outlawed.
Yep.
Completely outlawed. Like they kill any Christians they find and they torture them to admit that they're Christians. So Liam Neeson gets kidnapped, and Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver, two young priests who get sent to find him. And along the way, they convert people to Christianity, which is extremely dangerous because they could get murdered.
Mm-hmm.
And they end up finding this underground underground community of Christian Japanese people, Japanese Christians, who are begging them to teach them more about Christianity. And it's extremely dangerous because they will all be murdered if they're found out. And so they have to hide the whole movie. And so it's very dark, very slow, but it's very great. Slow.
But it's definitely worth a one-time watch.
And Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver committed.
They committed.
If you've ever seen the stills from the movie of Adam Driver, it's like Christian Bale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he committed.
went. Yeah, that was definitely
like Andrew Garfield Andrew Garfield's already kind of a thin guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he grew that beard, which
He looked amazing.
he was a real beard. Like you can see photos of him on red carpets with this beard and
Yeah.
crazy hair. And then Adam Driver was literally a skeleton.
I mean, that was so method. I was just going to do a notable mention, Hacksaw Ridge.
I haven't watched Hacksaw Ridge, and I know I need to, but when I was looking at all the movies, I have an Apple TV, so I searched Andrew Garfield, and I was watching the trailer for all the movies I haven't seen. The others caught my attention more, but Hacksaw Ridge, I've heard, is one of his best performances.
It is. It is.
I just have to be in the mood for a war movie.
Good. But you know what? It's a war movie, but it's not like your typical war movie because
Really?
so basically he's well, let me get the synopsis. World War II American
I know it
Army
also
medic.
has to do with, I know it's a big religion movie too.
Yeah, a little bit. So basically he's a medic in the army. It's a true story, I think. I'm pretty sure it's a true story. He basically is a medic. He's the first man in American history to receive a Medal of Honor without firing one shot because he saved all these people.
Because he, as a Christian, doesn't believe in killing people, right?
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
And
he
goes in and he saves everybody. And it's such a good movie. I thought I was going to be like, oh, a war movie. And then I watched it. I'm like, oh, this is really good.
Definitely putting it at the top.
Yes. It needs to be.
I also watched the trailer for the movie Breathe that he's in with
I still need
Claire
to watch
Foy.
that too. I'll tell you what is definitely my number one, but Tick, Tick, Boom.
Oh, yes.
Tick,
oh
tick,
my gosh.
Boom.
Maybe that is my new favorite.
It's
that movie's so good.
And I'll tell you why. I am a huge
Read the synopsis.
Rent fan. Okay. Well, first of all, I'm a huge Rent fan.
This movie just came out.
It's on Netflix. Synopsis says on the cusp of his 30th birthday, a promising young theater composer navigates love, friendship, and the pressures of life as an artist in New York City. But it's more than that. So, Rent was made by a composer named Jonathan Larson, who spent his life working on these musicals and always wanted to just be a part of the musical theater world. And he died the night before, I believe, Rent premiered on Broadway, and he never got to live to see his show become one of the most successful Broadway shows in history.
And he was only 35.
And he was only young, 35. And because it was a misdiagnosis, and he died.
It's like a heart condition.
It was a heart condition.
Yeah.
But this movie, Tick, Tick, Boom. So basically, before Rent, Jonathan Larson spent his time creating a musical that never saw the light of day. It had one preview, but it never got off the ground because it was basically a retelling of 1984, and they couldn't get the rights for it. It doesn't really say that in Tick, Tick, Boom, but that's the actual story.
Okay. Yeah, in Tick, Tick, Boom, they play it off like it's too not sellable.
And I think it's copyright issues why they couldn't say that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically what it was. And he spent his whole life doing this one musical and basically was told, no, we can't produce it. So in between writing Rent, he wrote a one-man monologue called Tick, Tick, Boom, kind of about his struggles throughout life. And what happened is Lin-Manuel Miranda has taken that and brought it into a film version. And it's so good. First of all,
it is so good.
He learned how to sing and play piano for this movie.
See, okay, I read that he already kind of knew how to sing and he learned how to sing better for the movie. But the piano was new.
That was very Ryan Gosling of him.
right. And he does a really good
job. And he looks like Jonathan Larson.
He does. Andrew Garfield looks like a lot of people, but yeah.
He's just able to transform.
He does. He did a really great job. Yeah, that movie's so good. The
It's
soundtrack is
so
so good.
good. The soundtrack.
I
Can I
it
also
res
just say it's not Andrew Garfield related, but I think they finally casted Vanessa Hudgens correctly in a musical. Like they casted her in her actual vocal range for once.
oh
And
I
I
thought
don't
she
mean
did
that to be
okay.
mean.
I thought she
I'm
did okay as Maureen.
she was okay as Maureen, but I felt like she would have been a better Mimi
I mean, she did play Mimi at the Hollywood
at the
Bowl.
Hollywood Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as I watched, I was like, why was she casted as Maureen? I don't know. Like ever since High School Musical, I feel like she's been miscast.
Yeah.
And it's because like she's a big name and they put her in these roles and it's just because she's a big name. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not, she would have been better in this role instead. And I
You
really
know
liked
what?
her in
They
that.
keep doing that with Ariana Grande.
They
That's how
do.
I
They
feel
do.
about Ariana Grande.
I,
The girl has
I'm
no,
I'm
the girl
keeping an
doesn't
open
have a
mind.
Broadway, she doesn't have a Broadway voice.
She used to. That's the problem though.
I had a big issue with her playing Penny in Hairspray Live because
Yeah.
Penny, the character of Penny on stage has one of the biggest voices.
Yeah.
She has one of the biggest in the songs she's in.
Yeah. It's true.
She's the one who sings the big notes. And Ariana Grande, while she can hit high notes, they're not like I don't think Ariana Grande could sing to a crowded room without a microphone.
I think she
Like
could.
I don't feel like her voice carries like a Broadway performer. You
Oh,
know,
that's
big.
yeah.
They
Okay, I see what
sing
you mean.
big,
Yeah.
right? Her
Yeah.
voice is very soft, and while she's a
I think she
great
made it
singer,
that way because of like pop music.
probably,
You know what I mean?
and
Like
that's what concerns me about her being in like musicals is the like,
her as Glinda. I think she'll do great as Glinda. I'm happy she's not Elphaba. I think that would have been a miscast.
oh my God, I think
That would
everybody
have
would.
been a
I'm glad
miscast.
that Cynthia Erivo is
I love her.
amazing. Have you seen Bad Times at the El Royale?
No, that's on my watch list.
She sings, she's a singer in that movie and
Okay.
amazing, amazing.
I've heard the soundtrack and it's
Oh, well, there
good.
you go. So
There we
you,
go. That's all I
there
need.
you
That's all I
go.
need. But
No, that's a good movie. You should watch
Aretha,
it.
you should watch the National Geographic version of the Aretha Franklin story. Anyway, back to Tick Tick Boom. Um, no, I think Andrew Garfield didn't know he could sing. Amazing. I've had 3090 on repeat for like
Me too. And
two
okay, so
weeks.
on personal levels, I'm 29 and gonna turn 30 in about 5 to 6 months. Math.
Yep. Math.
And hearing that song,
Uh-huh.
oh man. It just like,
Doesn't it like make you feel like, oh, I'm seen?
where have I not I'm seen, but what is my life, kind of,
That,
because
yeah,
you're
that's what I
listening to
mean
the
though.
words and you're like, oh my God, I'm so, but then I posted today on the Spotify raps came out today
Yeah.
of your top stuff, and um I also posted because I watched Bo Burnham's Inside.
Oh
Have you seen
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
It's so good. And he sings the song 30, turning 30,
Yep.
even though he's 31 now, but whatever. So then there's another one. I'm like, what am I getting hammered with this?
I mean, and now you have Adele's 30 out too. I mean, there's no song, but the whole
Oh, I haven't.
album.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, she'd have to sing about actually turning 30 for
Yeah.
me to.
You
But
know, I
yeah,
turned
so
30 like, December last year. And yeah, when I listened to that song, I was like, wow, all of the fills are happening.
exactly, yeah. So that's me. That's me right now. I'm like, oh my God, no, I feel
I
the
know, I
same way.
know.
But yes, amazing. Again, yeah, 3090 on repeat, boho days on repeat.
Boho Days,
Um,
Therapy,
I
that
can't listen
song.
to
I
therapy
can't
after I
listen
heard it
to
the
it,
one time. I heard it one time, and that was enough.
but you know what? That one time was amazing.
Yeah,
I
now
was
I
like,
listen to the,
dude.
yeah, lot
Also,
going on
I
there.
like what's the one that they sing when they're going into Michael's new apartment?
Yeah, no more.
No More. Yeah, great.
That was a good one.
That's a fun one. That was fun. That was a good
Yeah.
time. But yes,
But that movie's really
definitely
good.
top
And
tier.
Lin-Manuel Miranda did a good job, and it goes back to what you said about a theater
Theater
person.
person behind the camera.
Yeah. That's where
Yep.
Manuel Miranda should stay. I'm just
Aw.
kidding. I'm just kidding. He's a good actor.
He is a good actor.
Actor.
You know, he can rap.
I listened to, you sent me that video of him
I'm
doing
sorry.
3090. I went to a deep dive after because I wanted to hear Jonathan Larson sing it, and there is
Mhm.
a video. It's like
Yes.
90s videotape,
And
right?
it's
So the
spot on to
video,
Andrew's performance. He
I
did a
think,
good job.
I mean, I think Andrew was able to hit the notes better, but still,
Oh, I
I
mean,
think
like
Andrew.
emulating him. He had
Oh yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
on
yeah,
track.
yeah, yeah. It's funny because I did see something, and it's probably not Broadway lovers. Somebody who watched it was saying like Andrew Garfield, like kind of critiquing his voice, and I
Mhm.
was sitting there thinking, you should hear Jonathan Larson sing it.
Oh man. Well, Jonathan Larson, he didn't
But he
fancy
owned it.
himself a
He
singer.
owned
He
it.
owned it.
He
Yeah.
owned it, and it was great, and the performance was great, and the music's great, and the words
Yes, the words. I
so
think that's
great.
just what it is with Jonathan Larson in general. Like, ugh, he just knows the words to cut through your soul.
Yeah, yeah. After I watched Tick Tick Boom, I had to listen to the original Rent soundtrack,
Yeah.
like the original cast recording, because you
It's
wanted that. You
still
want
one of
the
my
like,
favorite shows. Ugh,
yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, my first introduction to Rent was the movie.
same.
I've never seen it on stage. I would love to,
I did.
but
It's so good.
I didn't. But I'd love to. But and so I love the movie soundtrack, which is a lot of the original cast. But then you got Mimi and
Hmm.
Joanne are not the
Yeah.
same,
But Joanne,
and
she
their
wanted
voices
it
are
to be Joanne forever. So I was happy she got the movie role.
oh yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great actress. But but the thing about the OG cast in the movie is their voices, they're obviously, like, when you listen to the original cast recording of Rent, they're fresh babies.
Yeah.
They're
They're
Broadway
babies.
babies.
They are
And then
Broadway
you listen
babies.
to the movie and their voices are
They're
so much
seasoned. No pun intended.
seasoned. That's it. I wanted to
They're,
say
they're seasoned of
matured.
love.
Yeah. No, I got it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to say they were matured because it's been
They
like
are matured.
whatever. What did that movie come out? 10
Oh
years
yeah, it
after
came out
the
longer, I think.
I was thinking 2005, but I'm not really.
Let me check the date on
Google it.
that. I'm
I'm calling
Googling
2005.
for the
No, 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 no,
movie.
no, no, no. Yeah, or 2007.
Yeah, 2005. You're right.
Yes, I love playing that game. Um, anyways, so they had 10 years of Broadway hits and stuff like that, and so their
Hmm.
voices are seasoned. But I like listening to the original Broadway cast because it's the words as Jonathan Larson wrote them,
Yep. It's
and
not,
it was just
condensed for movie purposes. It's full on.
or changed for 10 years later. Okay, so for our final topic of the day, it is, you guessed it, Andrew Garfield related, and that is, will and it's like literally the biggest question of the year, obviously at the moment, will Andrew Garfield be in the new Spider-Man No Way Home, reprising his role as Peter Parker from The Amazing Spider-Man? Is it going to happen, Colette?
I wish it does because okay, this is controversial, but this is Andrew Garfield Day. He is one of my favorite Spider-Mans of all time.
He's my favorite Spider-Man of all time.
Okay,
We're
good.
not gonna, no
Yay.
one's gonna listen to this podcast
No
now.
one cares about us.
Everybody's gonna be like, done. I listened to this for 2 hours.
I'll tell you, can I tell you why? I actually just told my mom this because we were watching the new one with Tom Holland, Homecoming. That's what was on the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's great because he looks like a child and he looks like
Yeah.
a high school student. Tobey Maguire looked 40. We all know, but we love that one because it's
he looks 30.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's the nostalgia. We love it because it's the original, it's the OG. But Andrew Garfield, his Peter Parker was so emo.
That's not why I like it.
No, I'll tell you what,
Peter
because he
Parker.
made himself, it wasn't a nerd, he made himself the outsider. And that's what was good. And
was
that
a
movie
different
also,
Peter
it was a
Parker.
different Peter Parker. And it showed how smart he was because he made his own web.
Yes.
Yeah, it got
Yes.
into his smarts. And there was like a whole backstory with like his dad, which I really enjoyed.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
My reason for liking Andrew Garfield the most is the reason I like the Star Wars prequels the most. It's my childhood.
Yeah.
Yes, Tobey Maguire is my young childhood,
Mm-hmm.
but Andrew Garfield's more of my going to see it in theaters and really more
As a teen.
invested.
When did that come
Yes.
out? Hold on. Let's play that
Let me
game.
guess. Okay, hold on.
I got it.
Amazing Spider-Man. You have it? Okay, I'm
Yep.
guessing it was after The Social Network,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in college. I'm gonna say 2011, 2012.
2012.
Yes.
Yep.
Anyways, so yeah, it's that, and then they're all different. I mean, they all bring their thing to Peter
Yeah, they all
Parker.
bring their special
Like
little
Tobey
taste to it.
Maguire is the believable nerd, not
Mm-hmm.
popular, smart.
His was
I mean,
also
they're
the
all smart.
Spider-Man where he got knocked down and had to build himself back up again. Like I still say this,
Underdog. He's
yeah,
the
he's the
underdog,
underdog.
right?
The
And
second
then
one is still one of the greatest comic book movies of all time.
Spider-Man 2.
Yes,
Yeah, it's really
with
good.
Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Yeah, still one of my
Um,
favorites.
so yeah, so Tobey Maguire's believable underdog. I
Mm-hmm.
think people's biggest problem with Andrew Garfield, besides the emo-ness, is he was good, super good looking.
Yeah,
And so like, there's no way this guy's
but
a
that
loser.
was the
But you
point.
but yes, but the emo-ness, the outsider emo-ness is the reason he's the outcaster. He's
Yeah,
the like
he did it
it's
to
just a different
himself.
vibe. And it fit, here's the thing, it also fit that time period.
Yes, big
That
time.
was big in,
2012.
right?
Come on,
Right?
come
So
on. That
it
was my good
fits.
Charlotte phase of
Um,
life.
but the biggest thing I like about him is that he actually brings the Spider-Man humor.
Yes, yes, he's
Because
had that
Tobey Maguire,
sarcasm.
yes, yes. Specifically the scene,
The
really it's the
sneeze.
first scene. The sneeze, yes. And him with the oh no, my biggest weakness, tiny knives. And
Yes,
like
yes,
like,
yes.
yeah. He did, yeah, that was, and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man doesn't have that. I mean,
No, he
like
does not.
his venom pretends.
We don't talk about that. We don't speak of
um
Spider-Man 3.
when I think of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, the first thing that comes to mind is tally ho.
Mine is fly.
Oh yeah. Go web go. Yeah, no, that movie was cringy camp. It had cringy camp.
It
But
did have
yes,
cringy
this
camp.
Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, I will say, okay, he, that one is my personal favorite, but I think the best one is Tom Holland. I really
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
I
I think
think age
MCU and
wise,
everything.
it does have the humor. It has the very, he's
Hmm.
obviously very smart. I can believe that he's cute, but I could believe that
Him
he's
being a nerd and
not
outcast
as,
it.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And
I can believe it.
his outcast is played based on like
Popularity.
not popularity. I think it's based on social like society.
Oh,
Like he's not the rich kid, right? You
okay.
think
Yeah, yeah,
about
yeah.
like
You're right.
Flash,
They're all
Flash
rich.
Thompson. That kid's not like a hot jock. He's just
He's just
rich.
rich. Yeah.
And the
He's a
girl,
different Flash too, which is really cool. They kind of
yeah,
flipped everything. I like that.
yeah. One of the big things I heard that people critiqued with Andrew Garfield was that he and Emma Stone had no chemistry, which is crazy because they
What?
were dating in real life.
They
They had the
did.
best chemistry.
Best
And
chemistry.
so, yeah, I feel like, I'll be honest, this is controversial. I feel like I don't like Zendaya's character in this one. I don't like that. I like Zendaya,
Hmm.
but I don't like the character they have her portraying. She's
Okay.
it gives me very Ali Sheedy in The Breakfast Club.
I did not make that connection, but now I am.
Not as quiet, but she's like, right?
Yeah, I liked her though. I like what they're doing with her. And I like that
I guess I like,
she's kind of like this like not gothic, but like very dark, humored, like a dark humor
weird
type
to me.
thing.
It's weird to me with like the whole like, I don't know. It's a weird dynamic. It's a weird dynamic.
I like
Like
that he's kind of like this little like happy little nerd guy, and she's kind of just like this
kid, nerd
cynical.
kid. He's very childlike.
Is cynical the right word for her?
Good, that's good. She acts it really well. She's
Yeah.
phenomenal and does a great job. But my problem is I don't like the character like that.
Okay.
I don't like the character like
You don't
that.
like the
No, I don't.
character of Mary Jane that way.
Yeah, MJ,
Yeah,
right?
MJ.
Like I feel like I don't know. I don't think it fits for me. It doesn't fit a Gwen Stacy type. It doesn't fit a Mary Jane Watson type. I don't know if there are any other love interests that Spider-Man has, but it just doesn't fit to me. I
I
don't know. And I
I
think
don't hate
Zendaya
it.
could have, I think she could have played the same role, uh, like if they'd written it, I don't know. I think her casting is fine. It has nothing to do with Zendaya. It has all to do with the writing of that character.
I could see it. Like, I think who was the girl in the first movie, Homecoming, that he had a
I
crush
don't
on?
know. I don't, her
I can't
name's
remember her
Liz in the
name.
movie.
And
Liz in the
Liz,
movie, but I don't know the
I
actress's
thought,
name.
okay, I thought for a moment that they were
Oh,
gonna make her
they
like a
played that
Gwen
off that way.
Stacy instead, and then he would find an MJ.
Yeah.
I thought they were doing a switcheroo, but I guess not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'll get over it. It's fine. It's a new, a new thing. Like, I'm not gonna like
Yeah,
not watch the movie because of it, and I'm not gonna hate on Zendaya for it. I think she's an excellent
I think she's
actress.
fantastic.
She's fantastic in everything
I get
she's
your
in. It's
point
just
on it, but like I don't mind her. I don't mind the way that it's written. I kind of like that she's very what's that thing where she's just like, yeah, I don't care.
uncaring, right?
Yeah.
Like apathetic.
I think she said that where he's like, "Oh, I was doing this." And she's like, "I don't care."
Yeah, right. Yeah, that whole thing. I don't know. Whatever. Um, but more importantly, are Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire going to show up? I want it to happen so badly that I'm trying to not convince myself it's going to happen because I
Same.
don't want to be disappointed.
WandaVision is the reason I am not holding out hope. I am not
WandaVision should be the
because
reason no one holds out hope for anything.
I
That show, I don't know.
theorized
That show went off
Mephisto
the
so much and Nightmare, and you and I went down that rabbit hole, and I can't do it again. I cannot do it again. Every
Yeah.
week it was like, so
And
what do you
no,
think?
I was convinced that John Krasinski was going to show up
Yes, we
as
both were. We both were. As
oh
Mr.
man, yeah, there was so
Fantastic.
much. And we were convinced that who else?
Evan
That
Peters was going to be Mephisto. I was convinced.
I wasn't convinced of that, but I was convinced that he was part of the multiverse.
I wasn't.
Um
I was not convinced of that.
I was convinced. I was like, this is going to be the introduction of X-Men, and they freaking ruined it with a boner joke.
Do you think, okay, one theory. Do you think that they are going to introduce the X-Men at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home
No,
as the
no,
multiverse
if
cracks open?
no, I think they're gonna. If they do, it's gonna be at the end of Doctor Strange.
Right, because X-Men is a part of Wanda's story.
Yeah, yeah,
She is the
yeah.
daughter of
So
Magneto, which they're not
yeah,
doing obviously with this, but maybe in another multiverse,
I
there's
think it's
another
gonna have.
Wanda.
I think there's not gonna be an X-Men crossover until it's a project that has to do with Wanda. I do
Okay.
think there's gonna be a multiverse of madness ending
Hmm.
post credit. I think there's gonna be some kind of
I think we're
multiverse of
slowly
madness.
getting into it because on Disney Day,
I think Wanda is gonna
they
be in
announced
the
X-Men the
post.
cartoon.
When's Disney Day? Or they did.
Yeah, they did. They announced it. Uh,
Well, I
so
think the
they're getting the
post credit
cartoons.
scene. I think the post credit scene is gonna have to do with Wanda
I do too. I do,
because
but that would
did they release a poster for Multiverse of Madness? I either
no,
saw a
just a
fan
name
edit.
card. Just a name card.
Oh, I saw a fan edit that looked real that
There
had
is
Wanda
nothing.
and
In fact, I think they're doing reshoots right now. So I think they're
oh
holding off on everything.
yeah.
So that make that I've heard they've done like 13 reshoots so far.
Who's doing that movie?
That is Mr. Sam Raimi, the director of the first
Interesting.
Spider-Man franchise. And it
God, I just like
and that's why
I
people
want
are
it.
connecting it so much. And I'm like, you know what? Because Doctor Strange is supposed to be a horror, and I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah, I read that too.
Yeah,
I want it to happen so badly.
I do
And I'm
too.
gonna be so sad if it doesn't. They clearly there's something that they edited out of that
Oh, definitely.
trailer. Like
I mean
it's
that lizard was going after something.
nothing. Yeah, and then
Punched in the face by nothing.
yeah, and then seeing all the like people are comparing the Far From Home trailer to the movie where they
Mm-hmm.
like the
They did
not the
that with
first scene, Spider-Man's first scene in that movie where they trailered it, he was in the his regular suit,
and
but
then
then
they
in the
switched it to the
movie
iron.
the iron suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, the same thing with Endgame.
oh yeah,
They took off the suits, the Pym suits.
and there was one where
Hulk was in it, running.
oh really?
Yeah.
No, there was also a still of Captain America holding onto the gauntlet, like right when they're trying to get him not to snap. He's holding onto the
Yes.
gauntlet, and they took the stones out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so can't trick us, Marvel. Well,
Yeah.
you
We
can.
we
If
know.
it has to do
Yeah,
with
they
a
could trick.
WandaVision TV show, then yes, you can. But
WandaVision.
no, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. We're like 2 weeks out. Um,
Yeah, it's coming around, isn't it?
and yeah, we're gonna explode if it
I will let you
happens.
know if
We're
I'm
gonna
going to go to
cry
a
if it doesn't.
screening.
If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna turn on Never Let Me Go, and I'm just gonna cry.
Cry.
Go watch that movie. I kind of
That
don't want to go
is
watch it
the
right now
best. You're just
and
gonna
have a good
cry. I
cry.
need a good cry. I'm gonna go watch Never Let Me Go.
So good.
I'm
I
gonna
gotta
watch
sit here and think about
Atonement.
it. That does not make me cry. That'll just make
It
me
makes
mad.
me
If I want
cry.
to be ticked off, I'm gonna watch Atonement.
It makes me cry. But yeah,
Viewers, if you've not watched Atonement, just know you might cry and you might be extremely angry.
but you will
It's a
want
good movie.
to buy the green dress.
Yeah, you'll wish you could pull that green dress
Yeah,
off.
jeez.
Anyways, we've been talking forever. This is going to be really hard for Colette to cut down, and I guess I did just put it all on her. Um,
Well,
but
I mean,
we
why not?
hope we were somewhat entertaining for you guys talking about movies. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to come back with themed episodes where it's not as chaotic and all over the place. We're going to stick to a theme. I mean, you can let us know what you want to
Yeah.
us to talk about. We might have guests when we talk about stuff that we're not as versed in. If
Hmm.
we decide to have a reality TV one, we're gonna have to find somebody.
Yeah, somebody better than us. I only watch Big
Yeah.
Brother.
Yeah. So anyways, thanks. If you listened to this, if you got all the way through this, thank you. We
Well, thank you.
appreciate it.
And
You
please let us know what's on your watch list.
let us know what's on your watch list and tell us why. If it's something we haven't seen, may have not seen, tell us why. Tell us why we should watch it.
And you never know, we
Um,
might talk about it on our next episode.
yeah, we might talk about it. I if you want to reach out to us on social media, Colette's much more public than mine is. I all of my social media is at broadcast Sarah. The reason why we'll go into details later is I work in television news, so broadcast at broadcast Sarah, Twitter, Instagram. My Instagram's private, but I'll if you already follow me, I post things about movies all the time. And then Colette, where do people find you?
You can find me on Twitter. It's the only thing that I have that's not private at the moment. And you can find me at Colette Garber.
Perfect. Yeah, my Twitter's not private either. So yeah, you can tweet at us there. We're hopefully gonna start something
And
great. And
maybe I'll start our own little Twitter for the watch list
yeah,
and a little
if this kicks
TikTok.
off, yeah, let's not make a little Twitter that no one follows.
Little Twitter. Little
Anyways,
Twitter.
little Twitter. So anyways, yeah, we're gonna start this off. And we'll see how it goes. So thanks for listening to this one. We'll catch you next time.
See
Cue
you
that music,
later.
Colette.